Have you noticed that your reactions are muted quite as quick as they used to be? Last week I heard about Martin, a 67-year-old retired teacher who was having coffee with his daughter. When his cup slipped from his hand, he couldn't catch it in time. The cup shattered on the floor and Martin laughed it off, saying, I guess I am just getting old. His daughter didn't think much of it either. But what if I told you that slowing reflexes after 60 aren't just a normal part of aging? They might actually be your body's way of signaling something far more serious. The truth is, after 60, our bodies start sending us subtle warnings, quiet signals that something might be changing beneath the surface. And unfortunately, most of us miss these signs because they seem so ordinary, so expected. We brush them off as just getting older, when they could actually be telling us something crucial about our health, our brain function, and even our future independence. In this video, we were going to explore 5 hidden reasons why your reflexes might be slowing down after 60, and why you shouldn't ignore them. These aren't just minor inconveniences. They read potential warning signs that could affect your ability to live independently, drive safely, and even protect yourself from falls and injuries. By the end of this video, you'll understand what is really happening in your body, and more importantly, what you can do about it before these changes progress any further. Don't miss the final insight. It's one that most people overlook, yet it holds incredible power in predicting what lies ahead. These markers could completely reshape how you see your future and add valuable years to your life. If this has sparked your interest, show your support by hitting the like button, subscribing to our channel, and sharing this video with those you care about. Together, let us make informed choices for a healthier, longer life. Now let us dive into the first hidden reason your reflexes might be slowing down. Number 1. Silent neurological changes. One of the most overlooked reasons for slowing reflexes after 60 is subtle neurological changes that happen long before more obvious symptoms appear. Many people assume that your nervous system either works perfectly or you have a serious condition. But the reality is much more nuanced. Your brain and nervous system can experience gradual changes that affect your reaction time before they cause any other noticeable symptoms. Think about someone like Barbara, a 64-year-old who loved playing tennis with her friends every Tuesday. Over time, she noticed she wasn't returning serves as quickly as she used to. She couldn't seem to get her racket in position fast enough, even though she knew exactly where the ball was going. At first, she blamed it on tired muscles or needing new glasses. But what was really happening was subtle changes in her neural pathways, the connections that carry signals from her brain to her muscles. As we age, the myelin sheath, a protective coating around our nerve fibers, naturally begins to thin. It is like the insulation around an electrical wire starting to wear down. When this happens, the signals traveling from your brain to your muscles slow down, sometimes by just milliseconds. But those milliseconds matter when you need to react quickly to catch yourself from tripping or respond to a car suddenly stopping in front of you. What is particularly concerning is that these changes can be early warning signs of more serious neurological issues. Studies show that declining reaction time can precede more obvious symptoms of conditions like Parkinson's disease, small vessel disease in the brain, or even early cognitive changes by 3 to 5 years. This doesn't mean everyone with slowing reflexes will develop these conditions, but it does mean your body might be trying to tell you something important. So what can you do? First, don't dismiss slowing reflexes as just getting old. Instead, keep a simple journal noting when you notice changes in your coordination or reaction time. Take this information to your doctor and ask specifically for a neurological assessment. Simple tests can measure your reaction time and compare it to what is expected for your age. Second, incorporate activities that challenge your brain to muscle connection. Ping pong, dancing, or even video games designed for reflexes can help maintain and even improve these neural pathways. Barbara started taking dance classes, and within a few months, not only did her tennis game improve, but she felt more confident in her movements overall. Remember, your nervous system can adapt and form new connections even as you age, but only if you give it the right kind of challenges. Don't wait until you notice major problems to take action. If you're finding this information valuable so far, please comment reflexes below to let me know you here. Your engagement helps this content reach more people who might need this information. Now let us continue to our second hidden reason. Number 2. Medication. Side effects. One of the most common yet frequently overlooked causes of slowing reflexes after 60 is the medication in your medicine cabinet. Many people don't realize that the very pills they take to manage health conditions could be silently affecting their reaction time, balance, and coordination. And the problem isn't just with one medication, it is often the combination of several that creates a cumulative effect on your nervous system. Consider Thomas, a 72-year-old who was on medications for high blood pressure, cholesterol, mild anxiety, and occasional sleep problems. None of these conditions seemed severe, and each medication, on its own, was helping manage his health. But over time, Thomas noticed he was becoming increasingly clumsy, dropping things more often, stumbling occasionally, and having trouble parallel parking, something he'd always been good at. What Thomas didn't realize was that his medications were interacting in ways that affected his central nervous system. Common medications that can slow your reflexes include blood pressure medications, especially beta blockers, antihistamines, even over-the-counter ones, sleep aids, and medications for anxiety. Some pain relievers, particularly those containing opioids, certain cholesterol medications, some medications for diabetes. The effect can be subtle at first, just a slight delay in your reaction time. But as you age, your body processes medications differently. Your liver and kidneys don't clear drugs from your system as efficiently, causing them to build up and potentially amplifying side effects. Medications that didn't bother you in your 50s might significantly impact your reflexes in your 60s and beyond. What is particularly concerning is that many doctors don't routinely check for these effects during regular appointments. Unless you specifically mention problems with coordination or reflexes, these side effects might go unnoticed until they contribute to a fall or accident. So what can you do? First, schedule a medication review with your doctor or pharmacist. Bring every medication you take, prescription and over-the-counter, including supplements. Ask specifically about potential effects on reflexes and coordination, and whether timing adjustments or alternatives might help. Thomas did exactly this. His doctor adjusted his blood pressure medication to one less likely to affect reflexes, switched his antihistamine, and suggested taking his sleep medication earlier in the evening so it would be less active in his system during the day. Within 3 weeks, Thomas noticed significant improvements in his coordination and reaction time. Second, never abruptly stop any medication without medical guidance, but do be proactive in discussing side effects. Sometimes small adjustments in dosage or timing can make a big difference without compromising the management of your health condition. Remember, managing your health isn't just about controlling individual conditions, it is about optimizing your overall function and quality of life. Quick reflexes are essential for independence and safety as you age. If you are still with me and finding this information helpful, please comment medications below. I'd love to know this content is reaching people who can benefit from it. Now let us move on to our third hidden reason. Number 3. Undetected circulation problems. The third hidden reason behind slowing reflexes might surprise you. It's subtle changes in your circulation that could be depriving your brain and muscles of the oxygen they need to function at their best. Many people associate poor circulation with cold hands and feet, or perhaps visible varicose veins. But few realize how profoundly it can affect your reaction time and coordination. Let me tell you about Eleanor, a 68-year-old who noticed her reflexes weren't what they used to be. She had always been proud of her quick reactions. She was the one who could catch the glass before it spilled or react quickly while driving. But gradually, she felt like she was moving through molasses. Her doctor had checked her blood pressure, which was slightly elevated, but nothing to worry about. And her annual physical showed no major concerns. What no one had considered was that Eleanor was experiencing subtle circulation issues that weren't showing up on standard tests. As we age, our blood vessels naturally lose some of their elasticity. They don't expand and contract as efficiently to meet changing demands for blood flow. Small plaques can begin forming in arteries long before they create blockages significant enough to cause symptoms like chest pain or shortness of breath. This means that during moments when you need to react quickly, when your brain and muscles suddenly need more oxygen. Your circulatory system might not deliver it fast enough. This problem can be compounded by common conditions like prediabetes or insulin resistance, which affect up to 50% of adults over 60, often without their knowledge. These conditions can damage small blood vessels, particularly those supplying your extremities and brain, further slowing your reflexes. Think of it this way. Your brain and muscles are like high-performance engines that need a surge of fuel when you suddenly need to react. If your fuel delivery system, your circulation can ramp up quickly enough, your performance suffers, even if everything else is working properly. What's particularly concerning is that these circulatory changes often progress gradually and silently. By the time more obvious symptoms appear, substantial damage may have already occurred. But there is good news. Circulation problems at this early stage respond extremely well to lifestyle modifications. Here's what you can do. First, talk to your doctor about comprehensive vascular screening, not just blood pressure checks. Tests like the ankle brachial index, which compares blood pressure in your ankle to blood pressure in your arm, can detect circulation problems early. Ask about tests for insulin resistance even if your blood sugar seems normal. Second, incorporate daily activities that boost circulation. Eleanor started a simple routine of interval walking, alternating 1 minute of brisk walking with 1 minute of regular pace, for just 20 minutes daily. Studies show this pattern of activity is particularly effective at improving vascular function. She also added foods rich in nitrates like beets, arugula, and spinach, which naturally help blood vessels dilate and improve blood flow. Within 2 months, Eleanor noticed her reaction time improving. When she mentioned this to her doctor, he conducted more thorough testing and found early signs of peripheral artery disease that had been missed in routine exams. With proper treatment and continued lifestyle changes, Eleanor not only preserved, but improved her reflexes. If you are still watching and finding value in this information, please comment "circulation" below. Your engagement helps others find this potentially life-changing information. Now let us continue to our fourth hidden reason. Number 4, declining muscle response. The fourth reason your reflexes might be slowing has less to do with how quickly your brain recognizes a need to react, and more to do with how quickly your muscles can respond to those signals. Many people focus entirely on the neural aspects of reflexes, but overlook the crucial role that muscle health plays in reaction time. Consider James, a 73-year-old who had always been physically active. He noticed that despite feeling mentally sharp, he could see danger coming and knew he needed to react. His body seemed to respond a beat too late. When his grandchild threw a ball to him, his mind would register, "Catch the ball," immediately, but his hands wouldn't move fast enough. James assumed this was just an inevitable part of aging, but he was only partially right. What James was experiencing was sarcopenia-related reflex decline. Sarcopenia, the progressive loss of muscle mass and function that occurs with aging, doesn't just affect strength. It significantly impacts the speed at which muscles can contract. After age 60, we typically lose 3% of our muscle strength each year unless we actively work to prevent it. But what's particularly important for reflexes is the loss of type 2 muscle fibers, fast twitch fibers, which decline even more rapidly than type 1 slow twitch fibers. These fast twitch fibers are precisely the ones responsible for rapid, powerful movements needed for quick reflexes. They help you catch yourself when you trip, brace during a sudden stop in the car, or grab something that's falling. As these fibers diminish, the delay between your brain sending a signal and your muscles responding grows longer. What makes this particularly concerning is that this type of muscle decline happens even in people who stay generally active with walking or swimming. Regular moderate activity helps maintain overall muscle mass but doesn't necessarily preserve the fast twitch fibers crucial for quick reflexes. This is why someone like James, who walked daily and stayed active, still experienced declining reaction times. The good news is that this aspect of reflex decline responds remarkably well to the right kind of exercise. Here's what you can do. First, incorporate specific power training into your routine. Unlike traditional strength training, which focuses on lifting weights slowly and steadily, power training emphasizes moving weights more quickly, while still maintaining control. Simple exercises like chair stands, standing up from a chair quickly but safely, or step-ups where you emphasize the upward movement can make a significant difference. James started working with a physical therapist who specialized in older adults. She designed a simple program that included exercises like controlled ball throws against a wall with quick catches, rapid but safe directional changes while walking, and specific strength exercises performed at a slightly faster pace than traditional strength training. Within 6 weeks, James noticed improvements not just in his strength, but in how quickly he could react in daily situations. Research backs this up. Studies show that power training can improve reaction time in adults over 60 by up to 25%, regardless of their starting fitness level. Second, ensure you re-getting adequate protein. Many older adults don't consume enough protein to maintain muscle mass, particularly those fast-twitch fibers. Aim for at least 25-30 grams of protein per meal, spaced throughout the day. If you were finding this information valuable, please comment "muscles" below. I appreciate knowing this content is helping you understand your body better. Now, let us move to our fifth and perhaps most surprising reason for slowing reflexes. Number 5. Hidden inflammation, affecting brain-muscle communication. The fifth and perhaps most overlooked reason for slowing reflexes after 60 is chronic low-grade inflammation. This is not the obvious inflammation you feel with arthritis or an injury. It is a silent systemic inflammation that can interfere with the intricate communication between your brain and muscles, essentially creating static in the system that slows your reaction time. Meet Margaret, a 71-year-old who prided herself on her healthy lifestyle. She ate reasonably well, stayed active, and had no diagnosed health conditions, yet she noticed her reflexes declining. She couldn't react as quickly when driving, and she had a few close calls with stumbling on uneven sidewalks. Her doctor ran standard tests, which showed nothing concerning. What they missed was the hidden inflammation gradually affecting her neural pathways. As we age, our bodies naturally produce more inflammatory compounds, a condition scientists call inflammaging. This low-level inflammation doesn't cause pain or obvious symptoms, but can affect the functioning of various systems throughout your body, including the communication between your brain and muscles. Think of your nervous system as an incredibly complex electrical network. Inflammation acts like subtle interference in this network, not enough to cause it to fail completely, but enough to slow down signal transmission. These delays might be measured in milliseconds, but when you need to react quickly to prevent a fall or avoid an accident, those milliseconds can make all the difference. What is particularly troubling is that standard blood tests often miss this type of inflammation. The commonly used C-reactive protein, CRP test might come back normal, even when more specialized tests would detect inflammatory markers affecting neural function. Several factors can contribute to this hidden inflammation, including silent food sensitivities that don't cause obvious digestive symptoms, exposure to environmental toxins, chronic stress, poor sleep quality, undiagnosed infections, particularly in the gums or urinary tract imbalances in gut bacteria. For Margaret, the turning point came when she consulted a functional medicine doctor who specialized in aging. More comprehensive testing revealed elevated inflammatory markers and evidence of gluten sensitivity she never knew she had. Though she didn't experience digestive symptoms, this hidden sensitivity was creating systemic inflammation affecting her nervous system. So what can you do? First, consider asking your doctor for more comprehensive inflammation testing beyond the standard CRP. Tests that measure cytokines, interleukins, and TNF-alpha can provide a more complete picture of your inflammatory status. Second, focus on an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. Margaret eliminated gluten and significantly increased her intake of anti-inflammatory foods like fatty fish, berries, turmeric, and green tea. She also improved her sleep hygiene and added stress reduction practices like deep breathing and meditation. Within 3 months, Margaret noticed significant improvements in her reaction time. When retested, her inflammatory markers had decreased substantially. Her doctor explained that by reducing inflammation, she had essentially cleared the static from her neural pathways, allowing for faster transmission of signals between her brain and muscles. If you are still watching this video and finding this information valuable, please comment "inflammation" below. I'd love to know if this information is reaching people who might benefit from it. Now, let us talk about what all of this means for you. We discovered 5 hidden reasons your reflexes might be slowing down after 60. Subtle neurological changes, medication side effects, undetected circulation problems, declining muscle response, and hidden inflammation. Each of these factors can contribute to slower reaction times, and many people experience several of them simultaneously, creating a compounding effect. The good news is that slowing reflexes aren't simply an inevitable part of aging that you must accept. In most cases, identifying and addressing these underlying factors can lead to significant improvements in your reaction time, coordination, and overall physical confidence. Think about what this means for your daily life. Better reflexes don't just mean you can play catch with your grandchildren or excel at your tennis game, though those are wonderful benefits. Quicker reaction times directly translate to a reduced risk of falls, safer driving, greater independence, and ultimately a longer period of active, engaged living. The key is to be proactive rather than reactive. Don't wait until slow reflexes contribute to a fall or accident. Start paying attention to subtle changes in your coordination and reaction time now. Bring these concerns to your healthcare providers, even if they don't ask specifically about them during routine checkups. Remember Barbara, who incorporated dance to improve her neural pathways; Thomas, who had his medications adjusted; Eleanor, who addressed her circulation issues; James, who added power training; and Margaret, who reduced hidden inflammation. Each of them took specific steps targeted to their underlying issues and saw significant improvements. Your path might include elements from several of these approaches. The important thing is to start somewhere and to recognize that slowing reflexes deserve attention. They are not just minor inconveniences, but potential windows into your overall health and well-being. I encourage you to take one action step this week based on what you learned today. Maybe it is scheduling that medication review, starting a simple power training routine, or adding more anti-inflammatory foods to your diet. Small changes, consistently applied, can lead to remarkable improvements in your reflexes and overall quality of life. Thank you for joining me for this discussion on such an important topic. If you found this information valuable, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content designed to help you thrive in your 60s and beyond. Your engagement helps us reach more people who can benefit from this potentially life-changing information. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Have you noticed changes in your reflexes? Have you found strategies that help maintain your quick reactions? Your experiences might help others on similar journeys. Remember, your body is always communicating with you. When you learn to listen to the subtle signals it sends, like slowing reflexes, you gain the power to address small issues before they become major problems. Here's to staying quick, responsive, and confident at every age.